I'm trying again. So I think I'm live now, but I made a mistake, so I need to sort out the videos. Let's see. So I think if I go there, I can delete everything. So this shouldn't have been the live stream. How do I delete that? Delete. Yep. That's it. Okay. Trying to make sure, because I've got like 10 live streams on the channel, but I think there's only one now. So that'll make it less confusing, I hope. Now, I need to check if people can hear me. Now, let's see. Okay. So there is no sound. Dang. I wonder what's wrong. So this is plugged. I still can't hear. Did I mute this? The sound should be on. To others video. Oh my gosh. Something wrong with my sound. I wonder what. So this is plugged. Oh, I know. Because I need to use my earphones with this mic. I'm pretty sure that now I'll be able to hear everything. This is confusing. Right? That's it. So now I should be able to hear myself. Let's test. So okay, how is this sound? Can you let me know how the sound is? I think the sound is not too bad. Hi, Lynn. I think the sound is good. I can hear myself now. Okay, I just need to sort of not shout into the mic. That's gonna be the main thing. So let me go back to my streaming menu. Right, sorry, there's a lot of things to sort of manage. I'll get better at this over time, hopefully. Your voice is pretty clear. Cool. I'm glad, because this mic is supposed to be nice quality. So I was hoping that the quality would be nice, but also didn't realize that for some reason, when I plug this mic, then the sound, I don't know, I need to plug earphones to be able to hear any sound because my normal speakers don't work anymore. I don't know if there's something I can do to change that, but it doesn't matter. I don't mind. So let me just share the live stream on Twitter. So people know that I'm here and they can come hang out. Hello, everyone. I am now live on YouTube. It'd be a shame not to have people coming to hang out. If I'm doing a live stream, that would be a shame, right? So this is done, I think. Let me check. So in the meantime, just sort of let me know what's happening. I mean, I know we hear a lot about the coronavirus, but I'm happy to talk about it, like how you're feeling at the moment, being at home a lot, obviously. I mean, I'm guessing this is the law for many people. But yeah, just how are you doing, I guess. And I think what I'm going to do today, because I'm supposed to do a study with me, so it would be a shame if I wasn't studying, is I'm going to keep on working on this Japanese textbook. I will show you. The textbook is the number 2 of this collection of books, or this series of books. Toki ni Andy! Okay, let's see if I can read that. So, I can't see, it's very small as well. Can I zoom in? Yes, I can. Oh, I can't remember what this kanji is. In fact, I don't remember any of the kanji. Tokini, what did you say? Can you write this in kana? Otsukare-sama. Otsukare-sama. I know I've heard that before. Otsukare-sama. Tsukare? Tsukare? I need a bit of translation. Hello, Diana. Otsukare-sama. I've heard that phrase before. You might have used it as well. I'm so rusty with Japanese. Like, I don't know. What I've been doing at the moment was to be on maintenance mode. So I've been doing only Anki, and sometimes, I'm gonna be honest, I skipped some of my review days. So not fully. I would always do something, but sometimes instead of spending my normal 15 to 20 minutes on Anki, I would do like 5 to 10 minutes. So I wouldn't be able to go through everything. You're working hard on a good job or high if you're passing someone in the hall. Ah, otsukare-sama. Fair enough, fair enough. That's good to know. How are you, Andy? How's your project going? Because you told me you were working on something. We can probably talk about it when we do our video conference thing. It'd be nice to share. I'm looking forward to talk to you, actually, Andy. That'd be quite fun. I guess it's the next best thing because we're supposed to obviously hang out. But hey, the Patreon. I saw you made a video about this, but I didn't have any time to watch videos. I haven't watched any videos of anything that I follow. I don't know. Like the only thing I've been watching at the moment. I mean, I've been playing video games a lot. I've been super unproductive, and I haven't been catching up on like the people I'm subscribed. The people I'm subscribed to. Ganbatte kudasai. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I know, I was so looking forward to Nagoya. Nagoya sounded so freaking cool. I am so disappointed. But here we go. I think I could have technically gone to Japan, but the rule was that I would have to be self-isolated for 14 days. So I didn't think it was worth it for me to go and take the risk to infect everyone. So yeah, I don't know when I will be able to go to Japan. The thing about the situation right now is that even if I knew when I could go, I still need to wait because I would like, for example, to go during the summer. And I know I will die, but it's fine. I did it once. I'll do it again. I can survive the Japanese summer, but I think I'd like to do that. But I don't know. Like we just don't know. Like what if the lockdown starts longer? We don't know. It's blowing up in here in Nagano. Oh, really? We safe travel here right now. I don't think. Yeah. How's the situation? Sorry, I can't speak English today. Apparently. So how's the situation today at the moment in Japan with the coronavirus? I've heard about the sort of controversy or let's say backlash of the prime minister. That's the prime minister in Japan, right? Who basically distributed 2 face masks per household, not even per person, per household, which is kind of strange. So there was like a lot of memes of that I saw because I was watching Yuta, that Japanese guy, Yuta, I think, or Yuta first. He was saying that he was showing memes of people like in a household like sharing one mask per 2 people. And I thought that was quite funny. I mean, it's not funny, but you know what I mean. The parody was quite funny. It's a big meme now. And also this morning, I saw a video parody because I think the prime minister, he filmed himself like being bored at home, like doing things like, I don't know, waiting and reading and like watching TV. And then like the video is super weird and awkward. It's like, why are you filming yourself like watching TV? Like, I mean, I don't know, maybe I missed the point, but then there's like a lot of Japanese people like making a parody of this. It's quite funny. You made a parody with that, did you? Of like the prime minister at home or like the mask? Because I need to see that. I'm sure you would make something very funny. So how's everyone else doing? We've got a lot of people on the live stream. Normally I don't have 6 people early on. It tends to take a bit more time, but that's good. It's on Twitter and TikTok with him at home. Oh my god! Wait, where is it on Twitter? I'm not gonna watch it now, but I want to know where it is so I can maybe save it. I guess it's on the profile. So Tokini Andy. It's so weird because I want to call you Tokini now, not Andy, because I'm used to your like YouTube channel name. Oh yeah, you did. Here it is. Well, I missed it. Oh my god, there's no sound, but I'm already laughing. But I'm gonna save it. Hold on, how can I do that? I think I'll save it. There is something I've been thinking how long this isolation will be. I was planning to travel to Norway, but because of the virus, I am at home and nobody knows when this will be over. Yeah, super frustrating. The thing as well, I mean, the worst thing about this situation is not so much the lockdown, personally, is more the uncertainty. Like, you don't know how long it's going to last. Like, if they told us for 3 weeks and that's it, I'd be like, okay, that's difficult, but at least you've got something to look forward to, which is the end of the isolation. But because we have no idea, it's just kind of ugh. And I don't like uncertainty. That's something that, I mean, I'm not going to say makes me anxious, a bit, I guess, but it just makes me nervous not to know when something's going to happen. I like to have things quite like done in a specific way, an organized way, if I may say. So obviously, whatever. I mean, I'm fine. It's a first world problem here to complain about being isolated when I'm healthy and stuff. But anyway, but yeah, like we don't know. And I wanted to go to Portugal in June to see my family, but I don't think I'll be able to. So it's a bit annoying. And also during the summer, I'm supposed to go to Paris because I always go to Paris during the summer. So back home. And then, yeah, I can't take my tickets and I don't know how much it's going to cost me. I mean, I guess health is more important than the price of tickets, but obviously still it's a bit tricky. Yes, the uncertainty. Is it uncertainty or uncertainty? My English is playing tricks on me. I'm going to go with uncertainty because that's what you said. Uncertainty is killing me. It looks like it will be locked down forever. It does, yeah. But I was reading articles. I try to follow the news, not too much, because I think it's important not to always read the news, during the entire day, but just like maybe once a day. Like, so I do that in the morning, sometimes in the evening as well, but I try to not do it too much. But I know there was an article where they were considering, in the UK anyway, to start like easing up on the lockdown by allowing 30 years old less and less to start going out, because obviously they're thinking about the economy. And since I'm 27, I'd be quite happy about this. But obviously, I know no one knows. We hear so many things that it's hard to really say. Yes, I will feel fine at home, but I would like to plan future. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, it's a bit tricky. Yeah. What can I say? I might say it wrong. English is not my first language. It's not my first language either. Uncertainty. Here you go. Thank you, Andy. So I was right the first time. Sometimes, like, I do things like that. Like, I did a video where I said unmotivation, and now I like the word, so I'm going to own up to it. I'm going to own it. But like, the word is demotivation. But I was like, I like unmotivation. I think it sounds cool, so I just stick to it. Yeah, good idea. I had to restrict myself to news once or twice per day. Yeah, because to be honest, like, the news doesn't really tell you anything new. Like, there's maybe one piece of news. That slipped on my tongue. One piece of news every day, if that. So I think if you're just reading the news all day long, you just read the same information. And also, like, a lot of the information is quite contradictory because no one knows. Like, a lot of people are still unclear. Everyone is unclear, to be honest. There's no exceptions to that. I don't think. But yeah. Andy is both my Japanese and English teacher now. I know. Thank you, Andy. He's also my English teacher, but mostly Japanese, but also English occasionally. Right. I need to start studying, but I feel like chatting, to be honest. So I'm happy to just read comments for a bit and then see where this goes. Otherwise, I might just start doing my Anki a little bit and then try to keep up with the conversation at the same time. But I'm not too bad today. My reviews are not too high. I've got 3 decks, but there's one deck that I'm kind of ignoring at the moment. But I'm going to do the kanji. Chatting is good too. Yeah, chatting is nice. Like, also because we at home. So I hit my hair. Like, I just showered, so it looks a bit messy. I prefer it the other way. My hair is such a pain. Like, before I do a video, like, look at this. What is that? That Portuguese hair. Here we go. But yeah, I think I kind of miss chatting with people. I mean, I'm in touch with my friends, obviously, but it's kind of nice to connect with other people. I don't know, and just check on how everyone else is doing, right? Since that's the world we live in now. Wait, I want to check something. But Andy, what have you been doing on your channel? Because I'm so disconnected from YouTube that I feel like, I was going to say, it feels like you did nothing, but of course you did, I'm sure. Like, I've just not been on YouTube. Let me have a look at your channel. I need to know what I need to watch next. Why can't I find you? Ugh, the search thing is annoying sometimes. Let's go here. And by the way, if you're watching this live stream, you should definitely check out his channel. So it's quite funny. Any video that I watch, I laugh. That's, I don't know. I don't know how you do it, but you just make me laugh all the time. I can't find you now. Why? Why do you not? What is that? Why am I? How am I searching things? Tokini. Oh, that's because I'm typing Tankini Anki. I'm doing Anki too much. That's why. Oh my gosh, you have a lot of subscribers. Well done. That's exciting. Anyway, back to the chat. Oh gosh, isolation can be isolating. Yeah, YouTube has been pretty inactive until yesterday. I started the new Genki. Yeah, but like, you used to have less subscribers than me, and now you have more. That's amazing. Nice. Flipping amazing. Yeah, I've been pretty inactive on YouTube, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I found it hard to stick to a schedule because I don't have the same structure. I mean, I think it's a bit of an excuse because, like, I'm the first person to say that just because you're not motivated doesn't mean you can't do things. But I've definitely, what's the word? What's the word of resist? Don't resist to give in. To give in to not doing anything. But yeah. Yeah, that's how it is. It started the new Genki Live series. Oh, are you redoing the new book? Because I know there's a third edition, I think, which you were. I remember the last thing I remember from your channel is you like comparing the Anki books, so the second and first edition, and yeah, I can see it now. But you've been fairly active, more active than me, I guess. So yeah. Yeah, yes, I've been sort of making a very long-term plan, so I took a break from the normal stuff, talking Anki, the Andy Anki app. Yeah, here's a name for you. Most of these subs are from TikTok, I think. Yeah, you've been blowing up on TikTok, haven't you? That's pretty cool. You did tell me to try to go on TikTok, but I don't know. I don't think TikTok is for me. I mean, I think I'm a funny person, very humbly, but I don't think I'm made to make funny videos. Like, I mean, maybe I could, but I just don't have the patience. I don't think that's the kind of content I want to do. I think I'm funny enough in real life. I can make people laugh. But I don't know. Like, I've never managed to be funny on YouTube. Like, I don't have any, well, maybe I've got a couple of videos where I'm sort of funny, but it's never the thing I go with, being funny. And I just think there's people that are doing much better than me, so that's why I don't bother. I'd rather watch. Yes, third edition. It's almost the same lesson-wise, but I've updated the format significantly. So what exactly is the difference between Anki third edition and the second one? Is it just like a revamp of the visuals, or are there any significant changes? There are quite a few people who want funny but do well on there. I guess so, yeah, you're right. That's a good point. I guess you can be sort of serious on TikTok. I guess so. But I just don't see what I would do. Like, like I could do a video like where I speak multiple languages or whatever, but then the concept would run out very quickly. The heavily edited explanations, right? So I guess, did they make the explanations better? Because I remember from your live streams, it seemed that the explanations were sort of okay, because they were terrible before, right? Otherwise, topics are the same. Hold on, I'm going to read Diana in a bit, but yeah, I mean, it's surprising that the explanations sometimes are not clear in some textbooks, even in Japanese for busy people. I mean, I wouldn't say that the explanations were difficult, but I just felt like there was so much they weren't explaining that isn't necessarily difficult. And yeah, like I just feel like for the T form, like nothing is explained. Like they don't explain how it's used. They just sort of give it. But like I'm still kind of confused about the T form, but that's something I need to revise. That's why. But I know a bit how to use it because I've done a Japanese course 2 years ago. And that sort of helped me to sort of understand the different, well, some of them obviously, the different uses of the T course, sorry, I was reading your comment at the same time, of the T form. But yeah, sometimes textbooks are not great at explaining it. I just wish there was a textbook which says like textbook with lots of grammar, lots of explanations, and I would buy it instantly. Like, why do textbooks go easy on explanation? If you don't have enough explanation, it's so unclear. Like I find it. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying like overcomplicate things and explain things that people don't need to know at the stage they're at when they're going through the lesson. But if it's like 2 lines of explanations, you're not explaining anything. I'm sorry. So I started YouTube just to motivate myself and be consistent with language learning, and it works for me, but I don't know for how long. And I like your channel; it helps me a lot. Oh, that's nice, thank you. I did the same thing actually. The reason why I started my channel, I think, was because I had just sort of finished my master's in linguistics, and I obviously like language learning. And I thought that would be a nice way to first be productive, because I was kind of sick and tired of finishing work and just coming home to play video games and not being productive. I just felt like there's something more I could have done. And obviously it's become a hobby now, but it's quite nice to produce something, to get something out into the world, even though I'm not reaching millions of people, but still I'm reaching people. And I think that's quite a nice feeling. And I just feel like I'm creating something which is better than just playing video games or, I don't know, reading my Facebook. We used to say wall. What's the new word now? Not wall, but feed, a Facebook feed. Because they were terrible before. Otherwise, the topics are the same. Yes, they're a bit better. It sounds like they've hired someone to write Genki 2nd edition who wasn't actually a writer. Probably cutting costs. This time they hired an actual writer, I think. A dictionary of basic Japanese grammar plus taking. Yeah, but I think the dictionary of basic Japanese grammar is so complex, though. Like, no, that's not. I'm so tired. It's so expensive. That's what I meant. Not complex. I didn't actually read it, but I remember in Japan I was checking it out, and it was quite expensive. I don't remember how many yens. I think it was maybe 3,000 yen. I might be making this up, but to be fair, I kind of feel like I should have written it. I cannot speak English. I should have bought it. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh my god. Stuff. Hello, Pauline. Oh, you're the girl that asked me questions about the PDC. Hey, there are so many great language learners and teachers on YouTube. There was something new for me. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely something new. And actually, like, I remember watching my older videos, and like, I feel like I've evolved so much. Like, I've progressed so much because my first videos, I mean, I think they were okay, to be honest, for a first video. I'm not going to be too harsh, but I'm like, one of my most watched videos is tips to learn languages with reading or reading books in a foreign language. And like, I actually tried to be funny. So speaking of being funny on YouTube, I did some like sort of funny bits. But now that I watch it, I find it so cringe, but I leave it because it's fine. I own up to it. Yeah, it's not cheap. Yeah. So yeah, that was 3K. It wasn't too bad, but yeah. Watching first videos is fun, a little embarrassing sometimes, but fun. But yeah, it is super embarrassing, but I think it's quite interesting to see how you've evolved and how that, I mean, I don't know for you, I don't know if you just like me had a terrible camera. But yeah, like, it's quite nice to see the progress of how the video quality improved, not just like the way I perform, if I may say, but also just, I don't know, just how things evolve is quite exciting. Like, when I started my channel, I had like that vision of what I wanted to do. Then I think like it's changed, and I've done things that I didn't realize I would be doing. So it's quite exciting. I really like it. It's pretty cool. Also, Andy, I wanted to rant about something. It's not about you, but I'm asking because you're a YouTuber. Maybe Diana, you might have the same thing. But I tend to receive lots of spammy comments. I mean, I've talked about this on Twitter, but they're just like super generic. I don't mind too much people that are like, oh, like, I like a video, I like this point in this video, and that actually, they made the effort of watching the video, but then they also want to sort of, showcase a bit the fact that they're on YouTube, and that's fine. I think that's perfectly fine, because I think at least they care, they take the time. But if they just click on the video and being like, oh, good video, bro, I'm like, I don't even know who you are. Like, why are you spamming? And I really don't understand people that are desperate after numbers, desperate for numbers. Sorry, my brain is not completely in English, but I don't understand people that are obsessed with numbers, because like, what is the point of having, let's say, 5K subscribers if you have 100 views on your videos whenever you upload one? There's literally no point. Okay, sure, your numbers look a bit better. Tom, yes, Tom. Oh, Diana, you know Tom as well. Right, okay, I need to not read the chat, otherwise I'm going to lose my train of thoughts. But yeah, but I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. Like, Why? Because let's say I do sub for sub, I'm gonna have like lots of subscribers, but no one's gonna watch my videos. That adds no value to my channel, none whatsoever. Because if companies, they sort of contact me and they say, oh, he has a lot of numbers, so maybe we'll work with him or whatever. But then they see that the what's the word? The I can't remember there's a word, like, when like you compare the views to and then the money that it brings to the company. What's the word I'm looking for? Anyone? Anyway, but anyway, like basically the return on interest, is that the word? I think there's a better word. Anyway, I think you get the idea. But yeah, like it's going to be bad. Like the ratio, I guess, or like basically, like, they invest in you. For example, they will pay you or whatever, and then if they see that it's not worth it, I don't know, the word is going to return on investment. I think that's the phrase I was looking for. Yeah, like it's going to be null basically. So there's literally no point. I honestly don't see what the point is, and I find like I'd rather spend more time on creating content that I like and that I hope people will like, rather than just, I don't know, just being around and doing sub for sub, and that's super cringe. Like, I don't know. I should stop that. He's doing something weird with their account. Yeah, because his account has like 300K or like a lot of people. It's super strange. And like, I don't know, but also the sub for sub thing is weird, because if at least it's someone that does a similar content than mine, that makes sense. Like, and I think it's cool, you connect with people. But if your content has nothing to do with mine, I remember there was a subscriber, like it's a bit different. She wasn't spamming, but she was sort of like, oh, like, check out my channel or whatever. They're like, the channel was about religion. I'm like, and I've got nothing against religion, obviously, but it's nothing to do with what I do. So like, how would I be interested in it? Like, surely, I don't know, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, this is basic marketing. Like, if you just do sub for sub, like, people are not going to find it interesting, because you're not making any effort. But if you actually connect with people, like, for example, Andy, like, I think I can't remember who was in touch with who first, but like, I followed your channel, I liked it, and like that, we got in touch like that because we were generally interested in each other's content. I mean, I like to think so. No, I'm joking. But and that, I think that's how it works. You really like some content, and you really want to connect with people. And I think that's the best way to do it. And then F numbers, like, it doesn't matter. It's so irrelevant to me. But anyway. Absolutely exploded in the number of days with essentially no content. Oh, so was it recent then? That's strange. So, because I don't remember when he sort of started, but I just assume his account was old. Like, it's been around for a long time. Let me check his account. Let's do a bit of investigative work. Oh, my English is so random. I hope you still understand. I love that. I think he commented on that video. No. Tom, where are you, Tom? Here you are. You are everywhere. Yeah, like, just 400K. But it doesn't say when his channel started, right? Oh, yeah. Since August 2019. Well, that must work for him, but I don't see the point of doing that because there's no videos. That is so strange and dodgy as hell. I think that is so stupid. I came here to communicate with real people. Yeah, exactly. Like, I agree. Well, let me have a drink. Many people think that's what's important. That what's important is the numbers. They don't realize that being passionate about what you do and actually connecting with people is what is important. Definitely, like, you can tell when someone is not passionate about their content if they just do it for the views. I don't know. There's an aura, I think, around the person, and you see, like, if they really enjoy the content, like, yeah, it just shows. Yeah, he showed up a few weeks ago and got. Wow, he has multiple accounts. If you use TubeBuddy, yeah, I use it. You can see the exact moment of all his channels exploded. Oh, yeah, right. Most likely buying subs. Yeah, probably. I wonder why. I guess maybe he's going to rebrand his channel and being like, hi, I have lots of subscribers. But joke's on him, because I'm sure he's going to have like 100 views. And he's going to spend all this time and money for nothing. Karma. He might have another channel and this is his channel, or was promoted by someone popular. Yeah, but who would subscribe to an empty channel? That's a mystery to me. Yeah, it's strange. I don't understand it. But I've got the channels like that. I'm like, dude, I can definitely tell you didn't watch the video. So sometimes what I do, mostly banned, maybe, more likely banned. Like, sometimes you see people just saying like, "Oh, great video," even if that's the first time they comment on your video, and I'm just like, "Dude, I know you have no idea what I talked about." And then sometimes to sort of tease a bit, I comment and I'm like, "Oh, which part did you like?" But they never reply, obviously. It's just very strange. Sorry, my glasses are a little bit dirty. Let me fix that. YouTube is a bit weird. It's a bit of a strange place. There was something I wanted to run on. Allow me to change it. Oh, let me clean my glasses first because I can't see anything. I am so blind. People have commented on the fact that I think because there was a comment. Honestly, like hate comments are the funniest thing ever. Like when I post them on Twitter, people are just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like it's so mean." I'm like, "Dude, it's fine. Like the comment is not about me." And it just cracks me up. It's like this guy. I mean, I'm not gonna say the comment, but it was quite. My hair. It was quite what's the word? Blunt and brutal. It was just like, "What the f are you doing on YouTube? You're a shit teacher or whatever." And I was just like, what? My video was like something so neutral and like nothing political or anything, and the best thing could come up with was like swearing at me. I'm just like, that's weird. But anyway, what was I going to talk about? The comments. What comments do you want to talk about? There was something recently. What? Oh yeah. So someone commented that, I don't know. They said like it didn't know, like it looked like I had a stroke on my face or whatever. And I was just like, what? And I think it's because like I don't know if you can tell, but my glasses are so strong that like it deforms my face if you look through the lenses. So it's quite funny. I don't know if that was because of that, but that was just very confusing. I tend to respond to all comments except for those. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, these comments, they give you what's the word? Oh, I can't find my words today. Apparently, not exposure. They give you engagement. I can't understand why you get hate comments. I know, like I totally understand because for one or two videos, because I did a video a long time ago where I talk about weird things in England, and even that video is like the things are so like silly. Like it's just talking about like the different plugs or like taps. Like it's not even anything political or particularly sort of sensitive, but I got lots of hate comments, which was funny because a lot of people were insulting my French family, but my family isn't French. Sorry. So yeah, the insult just flew above me. I can't understand where you get hate comments. Where does all that anger come from on videos like yours? Yeah, I don't know. That's why I find it funny, because it's so disproportionate that I know it's not about me. That's nothing that I've said. It's just that person was angry for some reason, or just felt like, I don't know, letting it all out and then just use me. But I find it hilarious. Like, yeah, I think one day if I've got enough hate comments, I'm sure I'm going to make a video of hate comments because that's hilarious. People do that a lot. Sometimes they comment on an article or post and their comment clearly shows that they haven't even read or understood what the article post says. Yeah, it's like, I mean, I don't even criticism, because if someone says, "Oh, I think your video is stupid because of this and this and that," I'm like, fair enough. I mean, I still don't take it personally because, I think, I don't think my videos are, what's the word? It's not perfect, but I don't think I hold the truth in my videos. I'm always happy to debate, but like if it's just insulting you for no reason, I'm like, dude, the comment was pointless. Well, at least it made me laugh. It's good you can take it so well. Some people take those comments too hard. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's why I think being on social media, so YouTube obviously being a kind of social media, can be quite dangerous if you're not sort of, I want to say grounded with yourself, but I don't know if that makes sense in English. Sometimes I just say things in English and hope they make sense. But if you're just sort of not like, you don't have that confidence in you. And I'm not even saying you need to be overconfident and be like, think you're superior. But it's just that you need to realize that when people comment negative things or even positive things, I don't think it's about you, it's about them. Like it's the way they see you, not the way you are. And that's a bit weird to explain. But basically my idea is that like people's judgment is based on their belief system, on who they are as a person, how they grew up, their background, like all these sort of settings, I want to say, not settings, characteristics. So it's not about you. Obviously, it's nice when people say, I like your content or whatever, but I know it's about them, really. That's how I see it. So that's why I can't take any comment personally. I mean, maybe, okay, I'm going to be honest, maybe for 10 seconds, I'm like, okay, that's rude. But then after, I'm just like, what? That was hilarious. And I just show it to all my friends, and my friends are just like, that makes no sense. Like, why would they say that? But yeah. It's very entertaining. I find it entertaining. I honestly don't mind. I mean, it's not like I get tons of them. I wouldn't want to imagine someone getting like hundreds of comments like that or thousands. But I don't know. I guess if you're at a stage where you get thousands of hate comments, you probably stop reading your comments anyway, because there will be so many. Twitter's the worst, full of hate, and some people can end up really in really dark places because of the comments. I mean, considering suicide, cyberbullying is a big problem nowadays. Yeah, for sure, yeah. I'm lucky enough that on Twitter, that's something that I do quite strictly, because my Twitter is really for my account. I don't really talk about my personal life unless it has a link to languages. But even then, I don't think, I mean, that's something that I've tried to sort of make clear early on with myself, is that I wouldn't talk about anything personal. Just because, it could, I obviously have a job, and if people find my content, I don't want them to be like, okay, that was inappropriate, or to get fired. I don't know, whatever can happen, right? So I always try to be careful about that. But I also avoid, like, whenever someone makes some things too political, I just hide them or unfollow them. I really want my my Twitter account to be sort of light. So I mostly just follow language content or Japanese stuff, because that's what I wanted. I want to use Twitter for. So I don't follow like things like political things, even if it's things I agree with or whatever. I try to stay away from them. I can use Facebook for that. That should be fine. Yellow paper crown. Oh, that's been a long time, yellow paper crown. It's been ages. When was the last time you showed your face, or your name, really, or your pixels? I think that language learning is quite neutral, and there are not much to comment hate about, but somehow people are so desperate. It depends. I think I understand why there would be hate. I mean, hate is a strong word. I understand why there would be sometimes some backlash, and I've definitely contributed to that. Well, I wouldn't say backlash, it's a bit strong, but you have people that will say like statements which they sort of phrase as if it was the truth, and like sometimes I will criticize it on Twitter, but I never in a bad way. I never say like, oh, this is stupid. I will probably, like there was, I'm not going to say names, whatever. You can scroll through my Twitter from a few months ago, but there was someone that was saying like, you can't or don't learn two languages at the same time, or don't do this, don't do that kind of thing. And I just hate that. Like, it just annoys me, because I'm like, I used to do 3 languages at school at the same time, plus speaking Portuguese and French at home, and I was fine. Like, and I hate people that sort of try to limit you to do something. I guess their point was really that, it's easier if you learn one language. But even then, I don't agree with it necessarily. It depends on your circumstances. Yes, of course, if you only have an hour or half an hour a day to do language learning, sorry, my nose is very itchy. To do language learning, obviously 2 languages is going to be difficult, albeit not impossible, I guess. But I don't like people that are not sort of critical with what they say. And I hope so. That's something that I really try to do, is to not say like, oh, do this or do that. I just say like, this is my experience. This is what I think works best, but obviously adapt it to your own circumstances. So I never try to be like, do this, or like the proper way to learn vocab, or this is how you should learn languages, because this is all clickbaity shit, honestly. Like, I'm going to be sort of cursy, but don't let me get started on this. So, welcome, Yellow Peppercorn. Hello, I need help. How can I help? Tell us, Chance. Maybe we can all help you. Yeah, I was able to avoid the hate on Twitter for a while, and then I slipped out into outer Twitter. Oh, tell me more about this. Did you just like? Oh, is it because like sometimes people like tweets and then like things come up? Is that why? I watched silently. Oh, are we talking about Twitter? Yeah, Twitter is just one big continuous controversy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I think there's someone, I can't remember his name, but we followed each other a couple of months ago, but he said that you can block some words, and that's something I need to set up. So anything that's going to be like politics or, I don't know, racism or that kind of words, not that it's not important issues, obviously, I just want to clarify that. I'm very much against racism, but it's just not something I want to see on my Twitter, because I don't know, I want to separate things a bit more, and I don't want to be thinking about all the terrible things when I go on Twitter. Terrible things happen everywhere else, but I don't want it on Twitter. Oh, in Yellow Peppercorn, you say I watch silently. Okay, cool. I'm glad. It's nice. I think you followed me for like a long time. That's great. That's very exciting. Yeah, I get annoyed when people talk bad about other methods of learning and try to claim that theirs is the best. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I might have criticized other techniques, but I mean, I like to think that at least I'm critical, and I don't try to. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I've ever said a method didn't work at all. I tend to actually sort of recontextualize the method. So, for example, if I was talking about like learn a language in 3 months, I would probably redefine what learning means in that case. So I would probably like clarify what I think you would actually reach with that level, rather than saying this is bullcrap, because that would be very pretentious of me to say that something is completely bullcrap. Yeah, clickbaity. I can't stand it. Yeah, I don't like it. It's like people. No, I'm not going to give that example. But you have a lot of people like making videos in like 15 languages. I'm just like, dude, like that's not how people speak languages. Like, you don't mix up 15 languages in your speech. That doesn't make any sense at all. Like, you mix up 2 languages, 3 languages, 5 if you're like a polyglot, from birth, or if it's just like the languages you speak every day. But no one naturally mixes up that many languages. That doesn't make any sense at all. I need someone to help me edit my 2-minute video. Showing my probably no. Yep, I don't think it's the right place for editing. Yeah, I can't help you, Chance, with that. But if you have a language question, then go for it. I saw a guy who was basically bashing one guy after another regarding learning languages and saying that his method is the method. I was tempted to make angry comment. Ooh, I'd be happy. Do you mind sharing this on Twitter if you can find it? I'm probably not going to comment, but that could be interesting. Sometimes controversies inspire my videos. Unless you have a question, yeah. But then I said to myself, what difference would it make? That's it. Like, I really try not to sort of like get involved in like Twitter arguments, unless I know I can do it in a place of sort of not just kindness, but of what's the word? Of meaning well, essentially. So I really want a discussion. But to be fair, like, sometimes I notice that when I want to argue things, I don't argue sometimes, not always. Sometimes I kind of I'm more open, but I feel like sometimes I argue because I want to be right. And I think if you argue with the hope of being right, it's not the right time to argue, because you're not going to come across as being wanting to exchange points of view, but you just want to argue to be right. And I don't think that's the right way to argue. I don't know, that realizing that blew my mind personally, because I was like, what's the point of arguing if you think you're right? You don't have to argue. If you're right, just be right for yourself, and that's fine. You don't have to force down your opinions on other people. But it's very difficult. It's very easy to just see like something, a statement, and be like, this is wrong. But oh, I'm getting thirsty. I'm talking a lot. There's a lot of talk. Nice. I'm enjoying this. I'm now learning Norwegian. I feel that I should start a second language. I've been learning English and Russian at the same time, and I was okay. Yeah, I don't think there's an issue with doing multiple languages at the same time. I mean, obviously, I don't think I'm really learning English anymore, but I speak Spanish when I'm at work. Obviously, not at work at the moment, but it's not really learning, but I'm still like sort of engaging in Spanish, and then I'm doing Japanese, and I'm fine. Like, I'm not mixing up languages. And even if I did, that's not a problem. Mixing up languages, in fact, for me, is a sign of bilingualism as opposed to a sign of bad bilingualism. All bilinguals will naturally switch languages, more or less on purpose, but usually they will. That's a very normal thing. Anyway, I'm drifting. I'm changing the topic a bit. Oh, where am I? Oh, shit. Sorry, I need to stop swearing. Okay, is shit an okay word to say on live stream? I hope so. I will just avoid saying the F word, because I love swearing in real life. Andy, you'll see when we chat together. I love swearing, but I'm good at hiding it, and I don't swear in my videos. Well, I swore in one video because I was teaching English swear words. My bad. Criticism and calling people stupid for using a certain method are different. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I agree for sure. Hey, just popping in to say hi and keep up the good work. Hey, the Japan Code ASMR. I see you commented on what was that? What did I do? What did I write about? Yeah, the introduction. And then no, you commented on the Tom situation, like the guy we were talking about earlier. Yeah, Rasmus, probably a good call. What did Rasmus say? But then I said to myself, what difference? Yeah, exactly. I was thinking that focusing on one language will be more productive, but I feel that this is not working so good for me. Well, it is as productive as you want it to be, I guess. Like, again, I'm not really strict about this. I don't think there's an issue with doing one language or doing 2 or doing more. Like, and even if it's slow, because people say, yeah, but if you do 3 languages, it's going to be slow. Like, who cares? Like, What if I want my language learning to be slow? Like the way I learn Japanese is super, super slow, but I don't give a crap. Like I'm not fluent in Japanese and I've been doing Japanese for over 2 years now, well, on and off, obviously, even more than that, but I don't care. Like I'm just having fun and I'm not fussed about speaking quickly. For me, that's really not important. I don't care. And I've learned other languages fast, but I'm happy with taking my time with Japanese. I like doing my reviews every day. I don't have tons of vocab, but whatever. Yeah, so I've been watching since you made that first video about the LLC degree. Yeah, exactly. I was in my last year in high school, I think, and I'm finishing up my second year. Nice. How is your LLCO going then? So just so you know, guys, LSE is like a degree in English for French people. And basically, I did it as well, is when you basically, I think the equivalent in English is philology, but I don't think philology is exactly the word. But basically is when you learn literature, grammar, phonology, translation, and I'm missing one. Translation, literature, history. Did I say history? Yeah, I think I didn't say history. Those videos of people speaking 15 languages at once just make me go, yeah, it makes no sense. Like, with who would you speak 15 languages at the same time? Like, because the only reason why you would switch languages, and I do it all the time because I grew up French. I grew up speaking French and Portuguese. I mean, I grew up French and Portuguese. So with my parents and my brother and my family, not my family, just those that speak French and Portuguese, basically. We switch all the time. Like with my dad on the phone, he'll be speaking Portuguese, I answer in French. Sometimes I will just go to Portuguese, then back, like whatever, we just do whatever we want. But that makes sense because we speak the two languages. So mixing languages, you would only mix languages if you know the other person can understand you. Otherwise, it makes no sense. So so speaking more than, I can't imagine a situation where you would naturally speak 5 languages at the same time with someone, because you have to find that person that has like proficiency in those 5 languages. So that's why it makes no sense. Possible in theory, obviously, you could find a person like that, but that's not very natural. Yeah. Dropping wisdom up in here. I love that. Dropping wisdom up in here. To be honest, debates can be super fun, but sometimes it just goes wrong and it's unnecessary and stressful. No, I agree for sure. I see there's Lindy that commented, but I'm trying to keep track of everything. I'm going too slow. I have a bad habit of arguing online. I've been studying English for years, but still I can't speak fluently. Any advice? Keep at it. Don't give up. It took me years and years to be fluent in English. But eventually what helped was to be immersed with it as much as possible. So that's why when Mount versus Japan and others talk about AJAT, all Japanese all the time, I'm like, yes, that makes so much sense. And I find it hard that people criticize it. I mean, completely, you can criticize some of it if you don't sort of agree with that method, but completely dismissing it, I'm like, dude, you have no idea. It's okay to swan streams, I think. Keeps copper off ya. What's copper off ya? Keeps copper off ya. Well, I think that's I don't understand it. Explain, Andy, explain. This wasn't in Twitter, it was making videos for bashing others and other methods in YouTube. I see. Hey, Lindy. Sorry, finally caught up to your message. But I mean, I've done videos. No, I wasn't. Honestly, I don't bash. I don't think I bash because I don't see any point in bashing. Because then you can be bashed back and I can just go on and on forever. But I did do a video about Steve Kaufman. Here we go. It wasn't bashing because he did a video a long time ago where he was talking about linguistics and language learning and the relevance, and basically he misunderstood linguistics completely. And that's fine. Like he says himself, like he doesn't study linguistics, he just read up on it. But that annoyed me that he was basically dismissing linguistics as something that was useless, pretty much. I mean, didn't say that, but pretty much. But also, it's not so much that they say it was useless, because if you have the right arguments, you can say, okay, this is useless because of that, and be like, okay, fair enough. But because all of these arguments were misinformed, I was like, dude, like you can't say that. So the video, which was quite interesting because it was I kind of used it as a way to talk about the topic rather than being like, you're wrong on this and this and this. It was more like a way of teaching people what linguistics is exactly and what it isn't, and how actually I think to some extent it can help with language learning. Although obviously you don't have to know linguistics to do language learning. Obviously, I would never claim the opposite. I'm also the worst when it comes to swearing. I had to do a thing at school and I had to not swear. It was so hard. Yeah, I think because I teach now, I'm good at not swearing. The only exception is if, for example, students mix up words. So I'll give you an example. Okay, in Portuguese. So in Portuguese, pão, which is bread, is different from bao. So bao, you have like a nasal sound. So if I block my nose, bao it goes through my nose. And if you say bao, it goes through your mouth. And bao can essentially mean like a hard penis. And I had to tell them because I knew they were going to mix up the two words. And I think because it made them laugh, and because the situation was appropriate, if I may say, for them to not make the mistake, it made them laugh. But that's the only sort of case where I would swear, really, when it's to explain. I would not just say like, I don't know, shit or whatever in the lesson, because that's not professional, obviously. My degree is going great. I really love linguistics. I got selected for, oh, nice. UCL. That's in America, right? UCL. Where's UCL? I know the acronym. Oh, that's London. Oh my god. No, it's not. It's not America. I'm thinking of LYC. I think that's why. Is that correct? LYC? I have no idea what I'm on about. Ignore me. I'm just being stupid. No, yeah, UCL. Nice. London. Woo! That's exciting. Congrats, Yellow Paper Crown. Thank you. Yuki and I mix Japanese and English a lot. It just makes sense. Yeah, and that's so normal. Like with my manager, she's French and in English. No, she's French and she speaks English, and we mix all the time. Like especially when we want to speak about something secret. Hey, Andy and Rasmus. It's so cool, Lindy, to see you here. Copat, Child Online Privacy Protection Act. Ah, I see. Right. Is that all news already? I think it might be called something different. I think we called that. Can't remember. Oh, I should know. So many acronyms. Just confidentiality sort of policy thing. Yeah, but I think it's no online. No, I'm mixing up things. No, I was thinking of like no, yeah. Oh my god, I don't know. I think we might call this something different in England. Maybe, possibly. Who said linguistics is useless? I will fight. I know. I will fight it too. Did we say it's useless? I just know he calls polyglots linguists. Well, he didn't say it's useless, but the way he was explaining it was that. Okay, he was talking about the universal grammar. That's a bit old in my mind, but I'm going to try to make it specific. So universal grammar was sort of first, I don't know, what's the word? My English is failing me tonight. Tonight, it's 1 p.m. All right. So it's failing me. But anyway, so you were saying that the universal grammar by Chomsky was didn't make sense. So Chomsky, I mean, I'm not a specialist of Chomsky in particular because I studied more bilingualism than that. But Chomsky basically had this theory of universal grammar, so UG, which is that he argued that all languages will have common features. So the grammar is different, but for example, the common features you would have is negation. I mean, there are exceptions. Maybe I don't know all languages in the world, but you can imagine that the very large majority of languages will have a way to make negation. A large majority of languages will have a way of making questions. There will probably I don't know what all the features. Maybe expressing joy, I don't know, whatever, like some kind of feature, like which are going to be expressed differently in terms of grammar and vocab and many things. But the principle is going to be the same. You know, you're going to be able to make something negative in Japanese, in French, in Portuguese, in other languages. And basically, I think he misunderstood this theory because he thought that Chomsky was saying that all languages have the same grammar, and then he was saying that like some languages will have different word order, but saying that. But that was a terrible way of discrediting the theory because that's not what the theory says. It just says that languages will all have negation, all have questions, all have ways of expressing, I don't know, double negative, maybe, let's imagine. And then, yeah, like a lot of things he didn't understand very well. And I think his problem was that in the video, he used... so he was reading about a linguist, which was basically dissing Chomsky, which is fine. You know, in linguistics, you always have debates. But he was using a negative argument without seeing two sides. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I think it was obviously like the way he was reading was very biased. So that made his sort of opinion even more biased, if that makes sense. So basically, he was just saying that, you know, linguists don't know anything about language learning, and then like it's too theoretical, and actually it's just like based on nothing, while linguistics is very much based on something. Yeah, it's as if you would say like science is an opinion. No, it's not an opinion. You can have opinions about science for sure, but science itself, like, I mean, let's not go into the, you know, like sometimes when people are biased in their research, that's another topic. But in theory, a good scientific paper, and linguistics is science, will be based on, you know, experiments and having, you know, specific data, and you're able normally to also use the data and see if you can reproduce the results. I mean, I'm not going to do a whole video about how linguistics research works, but That's the idea. So linguistics is never based on something random. I mean, I'm happy to criticize linguistics for many things. For example, it's quite frustrating that you can't prove anything in linguistics. So that's why I'm very much against people saying like this is the method that works, because you can't prove anything in terms of language. You can never say this is how children learn. We will, in fact, probably never know exactly how they learn. We obviously have lots of ideas, and like there's been a lot of research on it, but you will never say proof. In fact, in a research paper in linguistics, you will never see, if it's a good paper, you'll never see in this paper we have proved that, or this paper will demonstrate that. You can only say this paper suggests that based on our findings, we found that result. But then usually people, there's always, well, I mean, most of the time anyway, there's, what do you call that? What's the word? It's, oh, I forgot the one now. It's limitations, that's it. So you have a limitation sections where they say, unfortunately, this research paper could not account for that specific thing that happened. We couldn't, it doesn't say if this specific age group will speak differently if you're doing sociolinguistics, for example, and et cetera, et cetera. I mean, I hope that makes sense what I'm trying to talk about, but what I've explained, I mean. But yeah, so it was just very misguided. But, if you want to know more about this video, I suggest you watch it. I can maybe link it, so if you want to watch it later. But yeah, and I did get an angry comment in this video. Well, a little bit angry. Someone was like, your video is worthless. I'm like, well, it's fine. It's worthless to you. That's okay. Like, I'm not claiming that my videos are useful for everyone. Let's see, where is it? It's probably a bit before that. Here it is. And in this video, in fact, I mean, I got some dislikes, which I'm perfectly fine about. But I actually had my friend, a linguist friend, she has a PhD, and she helped me proofread the video because I wanted to make sure like all my ideas were sort of accurate, because like linguistics is a bit old in my mind. Like I did my master's 4 years ago, and that was not really my field of expertise, because my sort of specialty is bilingualism. Not that I know everything about bilingualism, but that's what I researched more. So I needed some help, like to make sure all my information was accurate, and it was, hopefully. Yeah. I found that so interesting how research is done in linguistics, because there's so many possibilities for every aspect of the research. I love it. Yeah, like just even sociolinguistics, I find it so interesting. Because I don't know, it's a bit different from what you said, I know, but like I find it so interesting how you study age groups, and then how like your age influences the way you speak, your gender, your sexual orientation in some cases, because there was what was this research paper that I read a long time ago? It was something about like I think it was gay talk or something like that, and how like in the gay community, like people will speak a certain way, and I thought it was very interesting. How they really looked at how like sexuality, you would think that wouldn't change the way you speak, but that does, because it comes with like I've got the word in French, les codes, I don't know, like sort of values, or sort of like what it is the word? What is wrong with my English today? I don't know what's wrong. But I don't know, like some sort of I need to search this word. What's the word? It's not a code. It doesn't make sense in English to say that. No, obviously it's not going to come with the right translation, but just like sort of ways of talking, essentially, just like linguistic experiences based on your community norms. Yeah, I guess norms is the word. Yeah, so you have different norms based on your gender, on your religion. Why not? I imagine your generation, your background, like many things. And I think that's so interesting, because they don't really bother about how people should speak, so to speak, but they actually focus on how people actually talk. And I find it so interesting to analyze this. Yeah, like in sociolinguistics, you can do the same research topic, but with different perspectives, and give all different results. Yeah, exactly, for sure. I find it so interesting. I remember doing a research paper in sociolinguistics. That was an essay, really, and I compared African American vernacular English, so basically African American speech, if I may say, and I compared it in rap music, and I compared it to Iggy Azalea, and I was comparing how often, like, because Iggy Azalea had quite a big controversy in terms of how she raps, because she's a white girl, not even American, she's Australian, and she raps like a black person, essentially. So a lot of people feel like it's like an identity appropriation. like cultural appropriation of how they speak and stuff. But anyway, I'm going to remain neutral here. But anyway, it was quite interesting to sort of study how like the features that she uses and like comparing it to other rap songs. I don't know, I just thought that was interesting. But in linguistics, you can compare so many things, and it's so interesting. Yeah, I even remember comparing a TV show. So it was Desperate Housewives and what was that British show? What's that super British TV show that everyone watches, but I never watched it? It's I can't remember. It's that's some kind of TV show. And yeah, and what was I comparing? I think I was comparing requests, like how people make requests between like English TV shows and American TV shows. And I think the research was that like American people tended to be more like indirect than British people. And I was trying to analyze like the different ways of making requests to characters. So it was quite interesting, I thought. Wait, Iggy Azalea is Australian. Yeah, she is. Yeah. Yeah, she does sound American, or like American. And even if you don't know what she looks like, you would imagine she's African American, but she's not. She has nothing to do with America at all. Well, originally anyway. So yeah, right. That was an interesting conversation. I've never had so many people. Well, not people, but just like so much interaction in my live streams before. I'm gonna check my Twitter. What's happened? Right. I also need to check time because otherwise I'm going to be late to things. Well, I ended up not doing any Japanese learning, but that's fine. I'm kind of happy to be chatting. And I love having debates about languages and language learning, but not like, because I was talking about the projects that I want to do, and like doing more like interviews and stuff, but I want to really interview not just like people learning languages, because it's not that I find it boring, but I don't know, I just think there's so much out there that I don't need to do more of that. Like you can check out lots and lots of channels to have that, but I kind of find it, I want to talk about the real thing, like racism and linguistics, and like linguistic discrimination, which is sort of the same thing, but like real experiences, like struggling with languages for real, not like, I struggled to learn 10 words, like really, like the real thing, that's something that I would find very interesting. I mean, obviously I don't want to do just that, but I want to have like very different experiences and not just like sensational content necessarily. That's not really what I'm after. I might be later. I might change my mind, but not now anyway. She does sound very African American. I was so surprised when I found out she was white. Yeah, it's very surprising. And obviously I would understand why some people would be upset, because then there's the whole history of hip hop, and like, which originally is from Black culture. And there was the whole thing as well. They were talking about Eminem, and the reason why Eminem was more accepted is that because he didn't try to rap like a Black person. I mean, I'm simplifying it. And I think that gave him respect, because he was sort of, he wasn't trying to be someone that he isn't, in a way. And I think that made a difference. That's why I don't think Eminem got so much backlash. And I think he's a good rapper. I mean, I'm not, I don't know, I don't listen to his music that much, but I know he does his thing, and apparently he does it well. I mean, he's done well so far. You could probably make short videos out of what you've discussed it now. I know, I'm going to save this live stream and then we watch it, and maybe make some discussions. But that's why I like doing live streams, because I can discuss lots of ideas, and that just inspires me to do some videos, because I've been meaning to do more sort of serious videos on more serious topics. But the issue with these topics is that it's not so much that I'm scared of the controversy, because I don't care. I'm just sort of worried about not having an opinion that's sort of formed well enough in my mind that I can talk about it in a way that, obviously it's a video, so it's going to be sort of quick, and I'm not going to be able to address all aspects of the topic, but I want to make a video which is a bit too rushed, where I didn't think it through properly. Yeah, basically. That'd be so interesting. I'd love to watch something like that. I know, right? So interesting. Can't wait for our discussion. Yes, Andy, and let me know whenever you're free, but I'll be free all week. I think it should be fine. So I think I'm going to finish here. I'm getting a bit tired, and I've got like a Skype thing at 2, so I want to get some rest and some lunch because I'm starving. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm going to do that again. I don't know when. Maybe Wednesday. Why not Wednesday? Let's think about it. Maybe Wednesday. That'd be fun. And I feel like I have a lot of energy right now. I'm a bit hyper, to tell you the truth. So yeah. So I think I'm gonna call it a day for the live stream, but that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Good times. Have a good day. Have a good day, you too. Have a good afternoon. And nice to see you, Yellow Paper Crown. It was nice for you to come and hang out with us. And we'll have lots of interesting linguistics talk for sure. I suppose a good state to be in for streams. Yes. Can you imagine if I was like, hello, guys. I'm having a lot of fun right now. It's great to have you here. Anyway, that'd be quite fun. Anyway, so I'll see you later, everyone, and bye. I feel like I need to do that all the time whenever I finish a video. That'd be weird to do that in real life, like, bye. Maybe I'll still do it. Anyway, I'm just rambling on. So I'll see you later, and thank you for joining, and I'll try to do maybe another live stream, maybe on Wednesday. That would be quite nice. Probably same time, because I think that's like the best time to do live streams, hopefully. And yeah, so I'll see you later. Bye-bye.